Hello, welcome to my quick review of the Benetton B188 from 1988, as rendered here by Minichamps or Paul's Model Art in 43rd scale. So one of the better looking cars, I think, in the history of Formula One, perhaps because it doesn't have a big airbox on top. You've got the air inlets here and on the far side, and then it's feeding a turbo V6 1.5 litre, I believe, a Ford, if I remember rightly. Now I believe this guy here might be Alessandro Nannini. I can't quite read the text on the side there. I think I can see an Italian flag, but there's the driver name above the letters BE of Benetton. So yeah, what a lovely car this was, and interesting. So we've got 7-Up branding on here. Now shortly I'm going to review a later Jordan, and of course Jordan's first couple of years were very much 7-Up sponsored, so I guess maybe Benetton lost that, not really sure exactly. Now this is obviously a post ground effect car, 1988. You've got a hugely long and effective front wing, which was effectively doing ground effect at the front, because you've got that low clearance, you've got the side plates to seal it off, so definitely a very interesting car. Now aerodynamics had evolved. We hadn't quite got to the high nose cars yet, but the noses were longer, and of course it was all carbon fibre. So beautifully clean livery around the back with these simple. So you've got a stripe of green effectively down through there, a stripe of yellow turning into a stripe of red, and a stripe of blue at the back. So and then I guess the 7-Up was going to match the Benetton green. I would imagine that's a Benetton green. So yeah, interesting. So the watch sponsor here is Bulova, not Tissot, as we've seen in the early 80s. Yeah, so you've got a Ford branding there. So not the DFV, but definitely a Ford Turbo V6. Well, yeah, I'm sure it must be. Okay, so looking at the car, very dark wheels. You've got 5-spoke wheels front and back there. They're not the front one's turn, the rear one turns, and it's got an axle again, which makes it quite interesting. So good detail on the front. You've got the links the inboard links. You've got the steering arms or the track rods. Yeah, various things going on there. Let's look at the bottom, lower wishbones, and then you've got I guess those diagonal struts there will be running the springing, so you'll have inboard springs, and yeah, those diagonal struts will run the springs. Otherwise they'd be locking the suspension up, which you don't want, of course. So yeah, Goodyear decals, very good. I mean, in my mind, I prefer to see the wheels. Then you see the detail there, but black. I guess it means they then don't look dirty at the end of the race, because they started looking pretty awful and black. Anyway, you can't really see into the suspension detail there. I'm just going to get a torch there to do that. Tricky. Yeah. Okay. And coming around underneath, so you've got exhaust venting into the diffuser, which is a slightly weird idea. I guess it means at full throttle on the straights you've got less drag, less downforce, and on the corners when you're not on the throttle you'll have better downforce. But then coming out of the corner, maybe it was prone to oversteer because suddenly you're getting a lot of exhaust gas, reducing the low pressure at the back and reducing the grip. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, good decals, good paint. Happy with this car. The shape of the tyres isn't wonderful. You've got a bit of a bulge, but they are wide tyres, so they're going to be a bit like that. There appears to be a bit of toe in at the front, which isn't great because really you want your wheels to be facing forward. Unless that's representative, there's a fair amount of camber, particularly on that side, maybe less on this side. So not, not perfect, but not bad. Maybe not as well done as the early 80s Paul's model art models I've got. Not made by Minichamps in the early 80s, but representing early 80s cars. Maybe they took a bit more care with all the detail on those historic cars, I'm not sure. Anyway, good driver positioning and detail. I'm not even sure I can see the steering wheel in there, to be honest. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, it is in there, it's just dark. So some cars you just lose certain aspects because of the way the cars are painted or designed. So some cars are really good to work as models, others aren't. You've got the air intake pods there. Okay, we've got a division on that side in the pod, but not on this side. I guess that's deliberate. But behind that divider on this side, you haven't got anything else dividing further back, so they've not really represented the inside of that pod particularly well, as far as I can tell. You've got 7-Up branding on the wing mirrors, which is pretty good going. So yeah, not bad really. So thank you for watching. Doing a series on Formula One. I've got one left, and there'll be a playlist for that series at the end of this video. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and you'll hear more from me on 12th, 18th, 43rd and 64th scale cars, and a lot being Spark model and HPI model. Thanks for watching.